What's up, guys? My name is Parminder, and you are watching the live podcast on Gear Mantra, Rare Blades and Gear, and EDC Canada International. And today we are going to talk about fixed blades. And on the show today, we have Dan.
Yes.
Welcome, guys.
Hello.
So Dwayne is an admin for Western Canada group on
No-
Facebook,
Western
and
Canada Knife EDC and Gear.
yeah, EDC and Gear. He's an admin over there, and he was not scheduled, but he just wanted to hang out, and we said welcome. So he is joining us. Um, Over to you, Dan.
Hey guys, let's do our pocket dump. So thanks for Dwayne for joining us. Dwayne is like we said a part of the admin group for Western Canada. So it's a group that kind of does like Manitoba to BC. So more of a local group for us. I'll do my pocket dump, and then Dwayne, you can go next. I'm carrying light today. If you want to zoom in or whatever you want to do. So main carry today is my Boker Kleshnikov.
Dan, your
Little
light
light.
is like coming like that in the. Yes,
Better?
now it's good. Yeah,
Okay.
it's perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, Boker AK-47 with the actual AK-47 inserts from a rifle. Had that for a while, all DLC black coated, and then in the secondary pocket today, got a little Fallhofter Fricky, and that's it. I'm carrying super light today. So, Dwayne, you want to do a quick pocket dump?
Over to
Everybody?
you, Elton.
Oh, Elton.
Sure.
Okay.
Hey. Nope. I haven't left the house yet, but I intend to. So, got my wallet with our EDC Canada patch. And knife wise, so far, got my Benchmade full size Adamas in the crew wear. Really nice beefy blade. Gotta love that. And then probably my bargain of the century is on my wrist. And this is a Marathon G-SAR, full stainless. I just got this last night. So that's my
Nice.
pocket dump for the day. Yeah. Oh, yeah, Marathon, Canadian company. Awesome.
Yeah. Over to you, Dwayne.
Oh, pretty regular day for me. Let's start with a pocket knife. I've got the Ace Biblio at M390. Pretty great little knife. I'm normally not a big fan of smaller knives, but this one has kind of changed my thoughts on that. It's pretty great. Let's see. Keychain. Got a little tiny flashlight on there and marquees. In the fifth
Nice.
pocket, I've got my cell phone. This is Zanko Tiny P1. Titanium frameless slingshot. Other side, I've got Olight S2R2. Little silicone cap that glows. You can make a nice lantern out of it. Good for blinding people.
Nice.
What else we got in here? Wallet. I got a little zebra pen that I also use as a money clip, telescopic. And for my watch, I've got a Casio data bank.
Fancy dancy.
Oh, one more. One more. Something that never leaves my side. 11 and wave. That's some.
Very nice. I think that's a good size pocket dump. Thank you so much.
That's a working man's pocket dump.
Yeah, I know. Pretty good. Okay, so today I have on my wrist Raymond Wheel Marshall collaboration
Nice.
watch, and then I got like something fancy dancy. So I'm going to show it on the show. This is a collaboration, very stone by Jenny, our Jenny Chung, and Chris Burt. So Jenny did all the work on the face over here, And on the back, all the inserts are done by Chris Burt. They both are Canadian makers. Amazing work, guys. Thank you so much for this beautiful worry stone. And I have a fancy knife as well in my pocket. This is Italian maker. This is the first time I got an Italian custom. And this is also Mammoth Tooth with Mosaic Damascus and fancy front flipper. Not a flipper, like more like easy style opening, right? And it has a beautiful at the back as well. He insert like the mammoth as well. So that's the fancy knife I have. Okay. So what's the topic, Dan?
Today's topic is fixed blades. So I'll be honest, I used to be a big fixed blade guy, and then as I stopped hunting and camping as much and ended up, being in the urban jungle of an office, I kind of started going away from fixed blades, got rid of most of them, but I have what I call my essentials. And then thanks to a couple of guys, I started getting into the smaller EDC sized ones. So today we'll start off with the big ones, I guess. We'll start off with big fixed blades.
Okay. So let's start. Dan, you start, and then we will go
Okay.
From there.
So
yeah.
I'll show you the one that everyone sees all the time again. So this is my Tom Brown tracker. And it's a big, thick beast, big sawback on it, which does work very effectively. I've used it before. Dual grind, 1050 carbon. This little notch is awesome. I was trying to find some wood to actually show you guys, but you can make you just kind of put the piece of wood there and drag it. Not going to do it. Cut my finger. But basically it makes these perfect curls for fire starting. And I've used it like a hammer and a brick basically. And that's been my go-to. And I dumped a lot of knives because of this. And I thought this was going to be kind of hokey, to be honest with you. I thought it'd be like, because it's from a movie. But this has been my pretty much 99% of the stuff I do when I go camping. So That's my main guy right there.
I hunt down one of these customs as well. It's like very, very expensive.
Oh, the custom is very hard to get of because people don't let them go.
Yeah.
And very expensive, but these guys are done well. And 1050 is good to go, right? So you can beat the crap out of this and still do a lot of work. So that's my everyday big guy. And I know I don't have a lot of them, but that's the big guy there. Do you want to do one each first, or I got another one? That's about it for big ones.
Okay, let's see another big one. Yeah.
All right. This I had for the longest time and lost. And I cried and cried and cried, and then Parminder, don't laugh at me. I know you're already laughing. And then I found another one. I found another one in a box. And so I got it back, and I'm never gonna let it go. But this is a CRKT, and it's a Tonto. It's called the First Strike.
Oh wow!
It's an AUS 8A. It's got. I think this is.
Stingray. Stingray.
No, it's not Stingray.
I
want to say it's Garskin, right? Yeah.
Garskin.
Garskin. It's got a beautiful wrap. It's got like a good striker pommel. It is thick.
Yeah, I can see that.
And it fits great in the hand. And I beat the crap out of these, and I love them. The edge is beautiful. It takes a beautiful edge. AUS 8, easy to sharpen when you're in the field, and I love this guy. And it's got a nice little Kydex sheath, and you can, strap it if you want to molly strap it to something. But I was so sad when I lost this, and obviously I liked it enough that I had more than one that I didn't realize. And I just found it again recently, and I love this. Is going to go back into rotation. I don't know if I'll carry them both, because that's just a lot of metal to carry. But this guy's coming back out of retirement for sure. So those are my two fixed blades that I really kind of carry.
Okay, the big ones, right?
Big ones, correct.
Okay, Alton, ready?
Yeah, I guess. I don't have anything that terribly big, and I don't EDC a fixed blade at all, but I guess I do have quite a few fixed blades for when I'm making a fire, cooking outside, or backpacking, things like that. So I guess if I had to pick bigger blades, this is probably like the biggest fixed blade I've got.
I like he's like, I don't have really big blades. He pulls out a coupe.
No, I know.
Yeah.
The biggest one.
But I mean, this is, I don't know if I guess it's a knife. in a way. So
Oh, it's a knife.
it's a pretty classic design. I don't even remember where I got it. It's a long time ago, but it's still pretty handy. And then from there, probably this next biggest normal kind of knife that most people could buy would be one of these from Cold Steel, and this is the Outdoorsman Light. So they're still making these. I think they make them slightly different steel, and mine actually came with a kind of a Cordura sheath, and I know the new ones come with just a plastic kind of, I don't know what you call it, just kind of like these more clicky type sheaths. So yeah, I would say the sheaths on these older ones are a little better, but it's still full tang. It's a little thin, but I mean it's big. I don't really use it much. It just sits on the wall,
What are
in the
they?
mag
What,
strip.
what
But
steel are they using now?
I think it's still 416 or 4116. That Krupp steel.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure this one. Yeah, this one's not marked. I think the new ones are marked. So I know that the actual full-on, not light versions of these are a lot nicer. And they've got this sharpened spine portion here and that. So yeah, that's about it for larger. I've got a lot of
Okay.
medium, but yeah.
Moving on to Dwayne. Ready?
All right. Well, I'm not really prepared. I just kind of showed up to visit my buddy, so all I have with me is the Benchmade Liku in 3V. It's new to me. I haven't really tested it out. It seems really nice. I was pretty inspired to get one after seeing the Puko. It's got really nice handle ergos. It's kind of on the smaller side, but still fits a pretty good size hand. Nice and grippy, not too thick of a blade. That's all I've got for fixed blades. I don't like Elton. I don't really EDC one, but if I'm going out of town, I basically always have one on me. An SC6 or Tops Bob, and then for around the campfire, Kershaw Camp 10 is the go-to, and then I've got a custom that I had made up by Morgan that's an amazing chopper as well. That's it for me.
Nice. Thank you. Okay, I am going to start with the Kukri. It's a big one. I think I don't know if you guys used it or not, but I used Kukri a lot back home as well because this is one of the go-to blades, and like the curve on this is like so perfect, especially when you are using in the bush.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Um, I think that's how I fell in love with this particular style of blade, and that's the biggest I have in my collection, I would say. And then the second biggest I would say is this Graham over here. It's a very, I would say like it's a big, totally made for outdoors. It clearly says as well because of the orange handle too. Um, Look at the spine, thick spine, just like
Oh yeah.
if
Massive.
Dan was showing. It has a badass thick spine. I think I can cry with it too. So I think like these are the only two blades I have really, really big in my collection. Dan, you want
Let's
to start with some mid-size? When we
let's
say
go.
like mid-size, what is the mid-size
This is
actually?
a mid-size. Let's show you. Then you can see because I only have one.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see the mid-size.
So this is a Groman.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a number. I think is a number 20, right? Check. Nope, number 2. So this is a number 2. These are getting hard to find. This is one of probably the most vintage kind of
Blade shape.
Canadian fixed blade you're gonna get. This is a number 2 in a high carbon with a stag handle, polished blade. This thing is a razor blade, and not overly large. I mean, if you compare it to my folder, it's actually smaller or almost the same size as my folder. So when I think mid-size fixed blades, I think it's about the size of a deployed folding knife. So it gives you good ergos. This is very comfortable. It's got some great jimping on the top. It's very, very sharp, and it is just a high carbon blade. I don't know if you can see it. It's too shiny. I'll say high carbon on the tanks down. And these are from Pictou, Nova Scotia. So
Yeah.
for people that don't own one of these, I always say everyone should have one in their collection. And they are just a great ergo knife. You can do a lot of prep work, a lot of camp work, a lot of whittling. And you're not going to be batoning with it, mind you, but they're very, very tough. And I would always suggest that everyone, support, their local places and stuff. So this is being one of the last Canadian production guys. This is one of them, and I've kept it forever. And I use it a lot for food prep when I go out camping. So this guy stays with me. So that's my medium-sized carry.
Nice. Elton?
Well, that's probably my biggest segment. It would be the mid-size.
Okay, let's see it then.
Yeah, it's quite vast, I would say. But I'll start with probably one of my favorites so far that I've just recently got, and this would be the Condor Pterosaur or Pterosaur, and it's I think it's a 1095. It's got a nice kind of, I don't know what you would call that finish. It's got a little bit of texture to it, but it's a full tang, and this would actually be what a lot of people's opinions would be a Garberg killer. So a Mora Garberg. This one's cheaper and it's full tang. A lot of people just say it's better value. I don't own a Mora Garberg, but the Pterosaur, definitely. I really, really enjoy this one so far. And it's got a neat little feature with the sheath. It's got this kind of whatever sheath. And then it's also got...
Is that like a plastic mold sheets?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, we'll say
something
that.
like that, right?
Yeah,
These are molded sheets, basically. Yeah.
Exactly, yeah. But this one does come with a kind of it's a hanger. So you can leave this part on your belt, and then you can just, do it like that. So I like that. So this is my favorite so far, Condor. Actually, if, for mid-sized blades, good value, Condor is definitely a go-to brand, one that I would recommend. Then from there, I would say is my Puko 200. And this one is a stabilized salted birch that I stabilized myself. And then I rehandled it. It's not perfect. I mean, I'm still kind of tweaking the feel of it, but when you're doing something for yourself, custom, you can do whatever you feel like. So this is in 3V, done by Benchmade, Puko 200. So it's just the one down from the Liku. And I still have to make a sheath for that. So really, really enjoy that. It's a really nice, just a nice size and good thickness to it. And because I've got a whole bunch of them, I'm only going to do one more.
No. You can keep going mid size. You can cover mid size.
I've got a whole table of them.
Yes,
so.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
You can take Elton. You can take my time because I had one.
Yeah.
Okay. This is a work in progress. And what this is a Heli Temagami.
Oh, nice. Very nice. I know what that knife is.
What's cool is that Heli does make their knife blades or blanks available to people. So you can purchase a blank, and then if you've got the tools and the materials, you can rehandle your own custom Heli. So this is,
the Heli's a laminated steel, right?
This one is.
The Temagami, right? I thought so. Yeah.
Yeah, they make I think there's 2 or 3 different versions of Temagami right now, but this again is a stabilized birch. It was a little challenging because it has it's one of the few full tang blades that Heli makes, but you have to basically pocket the handle material. But that's the one thing about Heli is they make a lot of stick tang type stuff. So, but this is one of the few full tang. And the Temagami, the little nod to Canadians, is it was designed by Les Stroud, so Survivor Man.
Yeah,
awesome stuff there. Then of course, anyone who goes out and about into the bush, camping, whatever, camp knives, got to have a Mora. So this is the Mora Companion. This one's in carbon, which it's starting to patina up a little bit, whatever. So this is the Companion HD, and it's thicker, and yeah, it's carbon, so it's a little more than your standard Mora. Again, these ones cheap. I think this was like $35-40 at Cabela's. So and then if you even want to go more classic for a Mora, here's another one. Cabela's has started to sell these too with the wood handles. I'm kind of surprised. But as you can see, this one's pretty patina upped, and comes with kind of a crappy little sheath again, but it serves its purpose, And these ones are like $20. So you can't go wrong for a camp knife, or just if you want to throw it in a go bag or what have you, or even just keep it in the vehicle. Moras, they're awesome. Just throw them in the car. You can have them spread all over. And the last one I'll show, so I'm not hogging up the entire show. Actually, we'll go with this guy. So this one's got some history. I've had this one since I was probably about 19. And what's so special about this was the person that I was working with at the time, he actually rehandled this for me, because this blank is actually a vintage cold steel knife blank. And back in the day, they used to make the Green River knife blanks. They're the Frontier series, part of their special projects. So this one goes back quite a long way. Unfortunately, I decided to buff off the stamp, and it had a really nice Green River, Frontier type thing. But this is I think these are Carbon V actually. And just over the years of just whatever, doing whatever in the yard, just having it around, it's patinaed up pretty well. But
I like this particular blade shape. This reminds me of like a lot of Asian countries have this kind of utility like blade shape. They
Mhm.
use that in like their kitchens and whatnot. Like this particular, it seems like very thin slicer too.
It's I mean, blade. The spine isn't too bad, but
Mhm.
like historically, a lot of the Frontier knives were repurposed, butcher knives, kitchen knives. A lot of guys just make a sheath for them and they go out on the trail and you just take a kitchen knife with them, and that's how they would start their fires and dress out their game and all that fun stuff. So but yeah, this one, I've had for quite a long time, and I just wish in hindsight I wouldn't have ground off that really nice that stamp. It was I guess it was more like an etch, I guess. It wasn't really a
Mhm.
stamp. So, and okay, last one, then we'll move on.
Oh yeah,
This was another project knife actually that I
Oh,
just
Old Hickory.
so I got a whole well not a, I got quite a few old hickories that I've just kind of hoarded up, and um I decided to rehandle this in some um, oak I stabilized. So this has all been stabilized with cactus juice under pressure and then baked, and it's all resin impregnated. So I wanted to improve upon an old hickory. So I gave this one a fatter handle for a better grip, and also put in brass
nice.
um, thong hole or lanyard hole, I guess. And then I went with the three Cutler rivets on this one. So yeah, and I still have got to do up the blade on this. I think I'll do a two-tone, maybe a blued, and then maybe a polished, edge on that. I'll get some leather for that going on too. So, but again, there's a good example. Back in the old days, take an old kitchen knife, make a sheath, and there you go. Go out and go do your hunting or whatever. So yeah, that's what I got so far. I mean, if you guys get bored, I can keep
No,
going.
no, we are not getting bored. We are like this is.
Well, I
We
can't hog
call
the
it,
whole show.
you know how people say in EDC community, we call it a knife porn,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I've
So,
got quite a
Dwayne,
few.
do you have anything mid size? Sorry.
I was just gonna say I got quite a few fixed blades, but I just don't ever think about them, because I don't carry them on a daily basis. But it's kind of like one of those things. It's like you look in your room and it's like, what? Why? I got a lot of fixed blades. So
Yeah,
I know the struggle.
yeah. Dwayne, do you have any mid size fixed blade?
Well, I didn't really come prepared for this show.
Uh-huh.
I just came over to visit Dan, and all I happen to have in the vehicle is this Benchmade
Okay,
202
fair
Legion.
enough.
I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly. 3B. I would probably call this mid-size, I guess. Anything
Yes, I
past
think this is the mid size.
7
Yeah.
inches. a little bit on the slimmer side on the handle. Kind of flat. No, one of the downsides, really the only downside I find in this one is that spine's not it's not that sharp, so striking on the steels is kind of annoying. But overall, pretty sweet knife.
Thank you. Okay, I'm going to show you guys. I have few on the table as well. Let me show you guys. So I'm going to start with the Post. So Post, this is a Post Custom. He is from South River, Ontario. And if you're looking for something for a better price wise, then try the Post. I have 5 or 6, two in the camping bag. This was the brand new sitting in the drawer, so I pulled this one. I have a bigger version as well. So he used 154 cm steel, and this has ironwood handles, nice guard, traditional brass guard, and he makes, okay, it's not zooming, okay, he makes like the sheets as well, in house. So this will cost you like around $300 as a custom, you know.
That's not bad.
That's
Yeah,
pretty good
it's
for a custom.
not bad at all. It's I visited his house as well because I was doing a road trip on that area. He invited me, so we had a good time. His work is really good, really good. And then this is definitely, I'm like a fan of this guy, Cosmo. So Cosmo is from British Columbia. His name is Seth. So Seth makes these beautiful knives. They are like sold worldwide, and this is his famous Scandi grind. He used S35VN on this uh, maple burr uh, handle on this one. And I have so many different variations of the same knife because I fall in love. So I requested him. I was like, "Hey, I don't need the Scandi grind. I need a different version, a little fancy. I did like the Damascus on this one, and this has buffalo horn handles on this one,
Huh.
which buffalo horn is rarely used. I have another one. I will show you guys just a second. Um, and then I have another variation of burl. This can be same Cosmo. So if you really want a really high-end fixed blade, mid-size, then Cosmo is way to go. British Columbia, local guy, nothing better than that. And then this is a full tang version he did for me in a different style. He also inlaid, what do you call it? Turquoise.
Wow.
He did like, so you know how Burl has all the natural holes in it?
Yep.
So he picked that and then he inserted the turquoise in it.
Hmm.
Yeah, nice, beautiful, nice he makes. And then, of course, I have Jan Haffin uh, in ironwood. This is in ironwood. Beautiful European style blade. Not much I have in fixed blades, but still I have a lot because I collect grams. So grams, I have like most of the grams. So this is a beautiful one in Tanmai. And that's about it in the mid size. I think we lost Dwayne, right?
Yeah,
He took on the mission of handling the dog, and
yeah, you could hear him. Yeah, he's doing me a solid. He's going to take care of my puppy when I have to take off here in a couple. So
yeah, that's nice of him. Okay, so I think this particular show is going to be really short and small and sweet one. We will be
Which is
moving
good.
on to our EDC
Small.
blades, the small blades. Dan, you want to start?
Yeah, for sure. So, one of my favorite blade shapes, period, and for small carry is a Kiridashi. And I love them. They're so well made. They are so easy to use and so easy to carry. So this is a custom Chris Polfi Kiridashi. Very thick. You can see how big this guy is.
Yeah.
Beautiful chisel ground. And it's sharp as hell. But I have a Kydex sheath and a leather sheath for this, and basically you can see, that's your working edge. So I mean, it doesn't freak people out. It's nice and small, but it does a genius amount of work. So that's one of the things you can take a look at, and that's one of my favorite shapes. So to go along with this, the other thing I started doing recently was neck knives. Never really did it, but here's another one that I carry a lot of. This is a modified Kiridashi that I designed and Chris Palfy made. This is actually a Sanmai blade, and this is a neck knife. And I didn't think I'd like neck knives, but I do. It's a great little blade. I pinch grip it, and I can do a lot of fine work with it, open boxes, whatever I need. So that's an everyday. I carry this in a leather slip in my pocket. So that's kind of my, preferred way to carry it. And I do have a neck knife sheath for this. And you'll remember this one here, Parminder.
Yeah. Don't worry, a brother is coming. I will show you off log. No, this is like they are very sharp for some reason.
This I got in trouble for. So I got this for Parminder, and I decided to see how sharp it was, and I showed him a picture. My floor was covered with little slivers of paper everywhere. This thing is like a scalpel, and I carried it in a neck knife pattern, and I actually started wearing it under my dress shirts. Because what I would do is, I just slip in between the buttons, grab it, pull it out, use it, and then literally go back in and click it back into place. So this was really kind of what started winning me back over to carrying a neck knife. And this thing is just so well done. So nice and light. The ergos are really nice. Anything that's got that kind of the secondary grind on the top there, the swedge, you always are going to get me. So, I mean, just beautiful details, needle point, great blade. So, and then the last one is one of my favorites. And this is yet another Kiridashi. And you're like, how many how many of these are you going to show us? But this one's very special. This one took me a long time to get. This is a Asaji-san custom out of Japan, and this is actually made of Tamahagane steel. So this took a lifetime to get, and I'm very happy that I got it. And it is fantastic. I mean, just you can see the blade in the back, the polish work, and then beautiful. And I've carried it a couple of times, but I love anything that's a nice small shape, and I love the ability that you can do a lot of work with a small EDC. And it doesn't have a giant blade, but you got that big grip on it. That's what I like about these EDC fixed blades. You got a lot of control. You can put a lot of pressure on it and not worry about it and get to work. So for people that are curious, I would say, about Kiridashis, what I would suggest, if you guys have access to a Lee Valley Tools, you can get a very inexpensive Kiridashi from Lee Valley for about $34-$40, and they're actually very well made. And give it a shot. Great marking knife, great for whittling away. So that would be my EDC fixed blades.
Very nice. Alton?
Well, I don't have a whole bunch. I do actually have a couple though. This one is pretty sweet. This is a Mora
Eldris, is that the one?
Eldris, thank you. Yeah, super cool little blade.
Yeah, it's so cute. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
it looks kind of like, I don't know what you would call, like fat and dumpy almost. Because it does have a fatty kind of handle, but you know what? It's kind of like that Kiridashi. Once you get it in your hand,
I think once you have like the grip, with the big and thick handles, that's the beauty. I know blade is small, but once you have the grip, you can literally do batoning with this.
Yeah, it's an awesome little blade. And then what a lot of people don't know is you can actually take the sheath and you combine it. So that's a little hack with these knives, is you can combine the sheath.
Oh, neat. Yeah.
Yeah. So it turns it into a full size. Yeah. So, and what's really cool with these too is because of it's not sharp. It doesn't have any sharp edges protruding, and that you can just throw this in your pocket. And then with the way they make these overmolds, well, not overmold, but the way they make these sheets too, you're not, if you fall on this, it's not going to blow through at all. They just kind of disappear, really comfortable, not going to eat up your pockets. So I really like these Eldris. The other one I do have that I don't carry, but this is a Cold Steel. This would have been, I think, one of last year's releases. You can use it as a neck knife. It doesn't come with a clip, so you can throw it in your pocket or you can hang it off your neck. I forget what series this is, but this is the leather neck. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, leather neck, mini leather neck, mini leather neck knife, and yeah, it's
You got it. You got it.
I
You
got it.
got it.
And this is an 8CR13 MOV. Really kind of cool little knife. Again, it fills a hand. This would be a good little backup knife. It's not too thick. I don't know if I'd want to neck knife it, but yeah, it's still a fun little knife, and it was a gift. So I like gifts like that. And then the one that we've talked about on the show, and that I don't think you guys have gone and bought yet, has been the tri-tip.
Yeah, try to.
Nice little hatchety, choke up on it, do some fine work. We've talked about this knife a couple times now, and the sheath is kind of like an oversized wallet, I guess. So you could put this in your back pocket and it would pretty much just disappear. Or it's got the slot for a full-on belt, as well. So, and you can undo the screws and you can do the scout carry and all that fun stuff. Little heavy though. I mean, it's got a full-on aluminum handle, so that would be my only complaint with this guy, is that it would be a little heavy. And honorable mention would be the CKRT Fultz Minimalist series. I actually had a whole bunch, and I just got rid of them because I wasn't carrying them. But I mean, that would definitely be, if someone's looking to try out to try out a fixed blade for EDC, or want a good little neck knife, check out the Fultz Minimalist series from CKRT. They have quite a
Yeah.
few of them out there, so reasonably priced, and some really cool designs, definitely. So that's about all I've got for pocketable EDC blades, though,
Thank
in
you.
the fixed arena, I guess. So
Okay, so I'm going to go with the biggest to the smallest and the tiniest I have. So I'm going to start with this one. This is really special one. This is Rick Fragalt. Um, my best friend gave me as a gift, and this is a classic. As I showed you guys, this is also a buffalo horn handle scales and a G10 liner on it. And this is literally like 20 years old,
wow.
and it's beautiful. Look at that. Lion's hand rub blade on it. Very beautiful. You can't go wrong with this. And then I recently acquired a Tusk. This is a Tusk model, Karen knife. And this is a signature series. I never realized, because this is my first Tusk, and he make another model in the same style of handle, that how comfortable this handle is. This is a XHP, it says on it, blade. Very, very sharp, beautiful knife. And then I have this one from Cosmo. This is a custom order, just done for me. Very special. He did like three neck knives. This is a neck knife, and this is also a neck knife. Um, what's the wood he used? Red. I don't know. I don't even remember now which wood he used on this one, but he used a really nice wood
It
on
almost
this.
looks like paddock a little bit.
Hmm?
It almost looks like paddock.
Yes, it almost looks like paddock, but dimensions are different. So he didn't want to look like it's a.
Hmm.
Yeah. And he always like do like the matching bead with it. Anything he makes. So on this one as well, this is also a neck knife, and then
Wow.
he mammoth bark, and then mammoth ivory. He put like the bead.
Hmm.
Then I have Rob, just like Dan has a Rob. So this is a bigger version in a raptor shape. Beautiful, very, very sharp, like a Kardashian style, but very aggressive blade on this one. And this is also a recent acquire. This is a caper by again Karen Knives, and very sharp. And this is in jigged bone. He does his jigged bone by himself. Very nice, very DC, like good grip on it. And then I have my favorite Graham over here, small blade, but nice mammoth on this. Mosaic pins, Bossy treated 154 cm blade on it. This is the Edelman, if you guys know him. This is a small little 10 toe EDC 10 toe knife. He started actually, Boker did like this particular model. This is a Kodashi from Edelman, and Boker made it as well in production. Do you remember, Dan?
Oh yeah, yep.
Right, so this is the same guy. And then this is our local guy, Steve Vanderkoff from Ontario. He made this like small little, I think, three daggers. I use this basically as a letter opener. It is always in my desk. I cut like so many letters with this. So this is just I use for that purpose because it's a dagger too. Then V, one of the best for fifth pocket carry. Yeah, try V, guys. Like you will not be disappointed. This is John Graham V. And then I don't remember this particular model, but this is Serge Panichko. Um, he made it. This is a custom version. Okay, very nice blade. And then this is fixed blade V. Sorry, B Killer B custom fixed blade. Very tiny blades. It's literally two finger grip on these ones. And then this is Graham Razel as well. Again, two finger grip, 2.5 you can say. And the smallest is this one I have in my collection. This is meant for two fingers right here. And this was actually, there was no handle on it. This is Mammoth done by Steve. I requested Steve to put a handle on it, so he did it over here in Ontario. And that's it. Lots of small, tiny fixed blades. I think like it's better. And in the garage, I have like small fixed blades. I prefer to have those kind of things in the garage so that I can cut the boxes and uh, I have slip joint as well. That trust me, that works fantastic as long as you know how to use the slip joint.
Yeah, exactly.
Sometimes it's more than enough to use it.
Yeah, exactly. I think like what was it? It was that it was the giant mouse that everyone started carrying, that little fixed blade. Which one was that?
Yes,
You guys
a giant mouse.
Yeah, that kind of took off on the EDCing a fixed blade. Everyone started doing it, and it's the size that was appropriate, the thinness, the sheath. One of the knives that I was looking at recently for a fixed blade pocketable was the Boker Barlow fixed blade. So they took a Barlow, which is a traditional slip joint, and made it into a fixed blade, right? So, it's kind of a, I don't know, I don't want to call it a trend, but even myself, I've caught myself, and I don't mind carrying the fixed blades anymore because they have made them a little bit more pocketable and a little easier to carry around. And like I said, I've kind of switched back to neck knives, so it's not bad. The thing I find funny is I went away from all the monster. I used to have just like not just Bowies and Trail Masters, and do you get Elton? Do you remember the Gerber Bowie knife with the rubberized handle, the old one? Can't remember what it's called. They had a beaut, and I had it too, and it was just a great knife. And I would just go out and beat the crap out of them. But now I have my two big ones, and I have like a medium sized one. But the most work, really, honestly, that I see is out of these little pocket carry guys, and I just go to town with them. And I just don't worry when I'm using them that something's going to mess up and something's going to get stuck in it or break or whatever. So It'd be nice to see what makers are coming out with more pocketable stuff. I'm excited. I mean, I might have to bite the bullet and get one of those giant mouse ones, but I think I'm going to increase that smaller range. I think the big range, I'm good. I think with
Yeah,
the
I
two
think
three.
like even like if you ask me big range, I'm done with big
Yeah,
range because
yeah.
I needed like a really nice camping knife, and I have it, which I use it post custom. I need one nice for skinning. I use the post custom, right? And that's it. How many fixed blades you need for camping, right? Two or three. That's it.
Eh,
Yeah. I think I'm good as a collector. Like I collect most of the time like grams, and yeah, in my collection, most of my fixed blade is grams. Yeah,
I need an SRK. That's kind of next on my list too. So
yeah.
either
You know
that
what?
or go
The
ahead.
SRK is wonderful. I had one forever, um, and I whittled it away to nothing over like 20 some odd years.
Mhm.
The only reason I don't have one now is because I kind of want one back in the carbon 5
Hmm.
steel. But it was a almost I don't use this word very often, but it was almost a perfect EDC blade for camping.
Yeah, yeah, SRK, and then they've got them in a whole bunch of different flavors too. But yeah, I would just like a standard. I think that's kind of a must type thing, along with Amora. And then I'm a big fan of the Helis as well. So no, I don't think I'm done with fixed blades. As they come, I just kind of gobble them up. So, and same thing with Condor's got so many interesting blades too, you know, and they're so affordable. So, yeah, it's just one of those things. I'll primarily focus on the folders, but yeah, if especially once the weather gets nice and I'm out more, then I definitely switch into full. Well, not full, but switch to fixed blades. More than anything. So, yeah. And then I
Yeah.
mean I've got some vintage blades here as well. I picked up this really cool. It's it's marked Boy Scouts of Canada. Um,
Hmm.
I got this. The, I got this at the Salvation Army for like $5. And,
That's the
I
best thing, right?
well, it's I do
Your
pretty
your
well.
your Salvation Army seems to be freaking the place to go, man.
Well, there's a couple, yeah. So you got to keep
Right
track.
over here, Dan, we don't find anything like at Salvation Army like
I
this.
told him I'm like I can find an overpriced pepper shaker and that's about it.
Yeah.
So it was kind of cool. So I just threw this on my buffer, and it was like 5 minutes literally. So I mean, that handle's really nice stacked leather, aluminum pommel on there, and then faintly faintly visible. It did there is the actual etch from the Boy Scouts, but it has another one. I forget what it said something like, oh, there it is. Um, I forget, but it's actually like a brand name, so it's not just the El Cheapo, I guess. But for the price, you can't go wrong. And then I mean, around here too, you always find knives like these fixed blades, stacked leather handles on them. You know, really
Yeah,
I
very
kind of like
traditional.
these. Yeah, you know. Again, I don't know what a lot of these blades are made out of, but they look good on the wall, and maybe eventually I'll make a sheath for them. Forget how many of those I've got now. I guess
Nice.
there's three of them, and of course the Moras. And oh, this one's a nice shape on this. You find a lot of these that are whittled down, but this one they actually did really well on. It's got a jimp and on the spine and all of that. So I think this is made in Germany. Yeah, you see them around here. A lot of people have got them on the old farms and stuff like that. So yep. So not done with fixed blades by any means. And the other thing with fixed blades that I like is the customization. Is that if you pick something up like for instance um, the old hickories, you can customize them and do whatever you want with them. And yeah, you can turn a $10 blade into a $60 blade, nice camp knives, type thing. So a lot of people, will even cut these down and modify them into like a Kephart style. This was a blade blank from Condor again. And they're about $35. So I mean, if you want to try your hand at, quasi knife making, you can go and buy these blanks from Condor for about $35. And I think this is olive wood I put on here. Again, it needs some leather, but it's a classic Kephart, style blade, which, I mean, it looks, a lot of people like, oh, it looks kind of like a kitchen knife. Well, go back to what I said, a lot of the early knives were basically just repurposed kitchen knives. So, yeah. Nessmuk style Condor as well. I really like that one. I was reprofiling that one. So, yeah. So, big fan of Condor. Yeah, good value out of those. A little bit more so than Mora. You pay a little bit more, but you're getting leather sheaths and 1095 steel, and not this poly stuff. But
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. It is nice. I think we wrapped it up like pretty fast today, right?
Yeah.
It was a good show. For those people that were kind of wondering what the heck happened to Dwayne, so Dwayne is coming over to walk my dog because I have to do some work right after the show. We will have him on some other time. Brenda, are you talking? You're muted.
No, I'm not talking.
Oh, then there's lag on my side. I saw you
Yeah.
talking away. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of interesting, like when you guys brought up the fixed blade topic, because I'm like, mine flipped. I used to carry nothing but big chonkers to now I carry little EDC ones, and it's interesting. I would still recommend a few. I'd still think everyone should try it. Try little Kiridashi, and if you got a chance, buy a Groman, right? Support them.
Yeah.
So that'd be cool. And yeah, that's all I got for you guys. So I appreciate, once again, gentlemen, thank you for having me on the show. Thank you for the good topic. I kind of want to know if I should be, I don't know. I'll be looking at some stuff, I think, thanks to you guys. There's a couple of beautiful ones you guys showed. I don't have anything fancy, Perminder. That's the funny thing. I don't have a fancy fixed blade anymore, and I used to.
I think for me, I like the small blades, and because it doesn't scare people out. Like we are not in US, right?
Yeah.
We are in Canada, and the moment you pull a big knife, it raise some eyebrows. I think I love the tiny blades, and it's fantastic to have few fancy ones too. I think you need in your collection too, one or two, not more than that, but that's it, right? And
Yeah,
I
I
think it was a good show. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Well, thanks, guys. I appreciate it. Thanks to all the people that are watching on Facebook and on YouTube and on all the channels that we're streaming to.
Yeah. Any last thoughts, Elton?
Get out there and use your fixed blades. Start a fire. It's getting nice out.
Start a fire. Start a responsible, contained fire is what he meant.
Cook something.
Because you are in Alberta, okay? Because people do a lot of crazy things. That's why you're saying that.
Yes.
But where we are, people are very sensible, so they don't start
Well, the reason. Well, I mean, it doesn't take much to start a wildfire, right?
Yeah.
Don't put out the campfire properly, and away she goes. So, nope, for sure. Anything else, Perminder? You got
No, that's it. Thank you so much, people who are watching and who will be watching later on the show. And we will see you in 2 weeks.
You
Thank you,
betcha.
everyone. Have a
All
good
right,
day.
take care.
Bye.